Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Degen. This is War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and this is going to be a new player guide slash follow-up to my last new player video, which I will link down below if you want to watch my other new player coverage, and also kind of a follow-up to this new player account that I've been working on. Now, first things first, I want to say that I'm about almost 2 weeks in. I think tomorrow will be the 2-week mark. First thing I want to get into, super important for new players because you only have 2 weeks to make decisions here, to decide on this stuff. As you can see, I only have 9 hours left in the beginner shop here, and this is huge because this beginner shop is, once it's gone forever, and it has one of the best deals I've ever seen in the history of this game on it. Of course, you want to get the free stuff every day, or the guild stuff every day as well, so you want to grab that and these. Oops. But there are tickets on here. Now, as you can see, I did go around and pick up some of the other cheaper stuff because this stuff was real cheap. This account is free to play, and there's nothing wrong with being paid. If you do want to pay in this game, I have no problem with that at all. I think that's totally fine. This is actually my second account. My other account I do pay on. I honestly don't see the point, and if I was playing 2 accounts and paying on both of them, that would kind of defeat the purpose of having multiple accounts. Because I will tell you, even if you spend a little bit in this game, it makes the game a million times easier. So I kind of wanted the challenge and the experience of a free-to-play account, if that makes sense, and not the crazy ease that you get from paying. And I'll show you one of the most broken things you can buy to make your account crazy strong right out the gate in the first 2 weeks. If you have this store, these things are only 60 paid viz a piece. You can buy it 10 times. And it's 100 shards per ticket, and you can pick. And check this out. It has 100 cost units on it. And they even add to it too, because when I covered this last time, I don't think Jaden was even in here, so they add 100 cost units, so I'm sure Oberon's going to be in here, you know, in a couple of weeks when his banner's gone and everything. So the fact that you could potentially get like a Black Robes Helena, or King Mont, or even a Jaden, or potentially future Oberon, or maybe some of these other guys, and just max them out instantly on a brand new account for like $10 or less, that to me is insane. That is so powerful, and it is the crazy. And when I say max them out, I mean 120, not 99. That's crazy, and that is busted. Now, if you're gonna spend anything on this game, and you're still in this 2-week period as a new player, I could not recommend this more. Some other good things to buy might be like the JP card that's in the shop. I'll show you that real quick. If you want to only spend a tiny little bit, but you want to, you know, this thing is always solid. This card, I have this on my main, and I use it in most farming parties I do and a ton of other stuff. It's not great for like actual battle or combat or anything, but the fact that you get party ability, JP acquisition 50%, is kind of nice. I do, however, have to say I feel like these did lose their value a bit now that we get flooded with JP keys. We get so many JP keys to run the JP dungeon thing, so this isn't as important as it used to be, but if you have this and you just run it in all your farming parties and stuff like that, it will definitely still accumulate you a ton of JP. But anyways, back to the beginner shop. The other thing that you could buy in here that's kind of not busted good, but very good, is this one. Same thing here. This one is free viz though, so as you can see, I actually did buy these on this account. And same thing. The 100 cost units are in here. The only difference is these are 500 viz per, but it's free viz, so you can farm this one in game. But this is also only 50 shards per ticket as well, so it's only half the amount of shards. It does cost 5,000 viz in total. But when you first start an account, if you're a new player, you know that you're probably swimming in the viz. You can see I have 12,000 viz up here after buying a lot of stuff. Now, there's this other beginner shop down here. I don't believe I bought anything from it. There is some stuff in here that you might want to pick up. Now, for me, I was able to skip a little bit of it because we have some other cool shops up at the recording of this video, like the Halloween shop. So I bought the Spine Blade +5 and the Platinum Mace +5. I also might pick up the, what is it? Where is it? The Elemental Spear +5 for Oberon. I haven't decided on this yet. The event is still up, so I could potentially farm one of these. I just don't know if my team is strong enough to efficiently farm one of these yet. But I will definitely consider that. Now, some of you might be like, Well, Degen, I think armor is more important than weapons, and I do think that both weapons and armor are very important, but my reasoning for going for weapons over armor is most of the armor is situational, where like you could buy like a magic defense armor or a slash resist armor, but everything you do in this game is not always going to be against magic or always going to be against slashing, whereas your weapons will help you in every situation. So if you buy a sword that's really good and strong, that will help you in every single fight. Whereas armor, you might do a lot of fights, you know, it might only help you in half the fights you do or something like that, you know. So that's my reasoning for it. If you prefer armor, you could pick up armor instead. Or if you want to get both, then you could definitely pick up both armor and weapons. But I feel that it'll be easier to farm like armor and gear down the line as opposed to characters and stuff like that. So I have gone a bit ham on trying to build up my roster first on this account. Now, let me get into roster for a little bit. Let's segue into roster now. So, let's see, move me up here. This is my roster so far. I have gone for Oberon. I do have 2 Halloween units. Little Leela is actually LB5 now. We're working on EXing her and getting her EX up there. I've been farming the Mind Spheres. She is still not 99 yet, so she hasn't actually EX'd yet, but I have Mind Spheres to EX her quite a bunch. Fred, she's LB4. I'm going to try to maybe get her to LB5. I'm a bit undecided if I'm going to push for that hard or just take it up slowly. Ildira was my free 99, and I did get Charlotte with the select ticket that they give you right out the gate with, I think it was like 5 or 600 select tickets afterwards, so I had enough shards to get her to LB5. So I have a full team of 5 at least for farming and storyline and stuff that is at least all LB4 or higher. That being said, so the overall goal for this account was Little Leela, Halloween Little Leela I wanted as a farmer for PvE and for multis. So I have a strong arithmetician for multi-farming. And I think she is one of the strongest units in the game for that type of content. And she's not too shabby for PvP either, so that's a pretty cool thing. But the overall goal for an actual team comp on this account, that she was like a one-sided thing, because other strong win units are like 2B and Tifa, they're all limited, so I don't really have a solid win team or even wind options right now. However, Earth, on the other hand, since I did manage to pick up Earth Fred and Oberon, my initial goal for this account was to build an actual Earth team, at least a 3-man Earth team for things like Arena and other PvP. So I think I'm going to attempt to also pick up Noctis on this account. If that happens, that would be great. It might be hard to save enough Viz to guarantee myself a Noctis by the time he comes, but that would be great. Now Oberon, I decided I only got him to LB3. I'm actually going to tack on the Oberon pulls at the end of this video. So if you want to stick around for Oberon pulls, where I actually acquired him, it was kind of exciting. So that'll be at the end. Now, I only wanted to get him to LB3 and then slow build him the rest of the way because, you know, he does have hard quest, you got barracks and stuff like that. So I can actually slow build this character. He's not limited, unlike Little Leela and Halloween Fred, who are very limited. And once their event is gone, I won't be able to get their shards anywhere except for the barracks. So I have to get as many for these guys as I can now. And Oberon, I can slow build. LB3, I think, is more than enough for storyline. So, you know, I wanted to get that. However, he is LB4, as you can see, because I actually underestimated the amount of free Oberon shards that we've been collecting from daily logins, from the monthly login, from his bingo board, and just from running his hard quests every day and stuff like that. So I managed to actually get him to LB4 already. Oh, and the daily guild buy, too. The daily guild buy is super important on a free-to-play account. First of all, it's really good for just collecting a ton of random shards for all kinds of units to help build up your overall roster. Just overall, you know. But it's also really good for building a new character that you might pull, because it doesn't cost you Viz, it just costs Gil, and on free-to-play, you're, you know, whatever. Now, I did pull for Oberon on an account that was already established, and some people might be like, oh, don't ever chase a new unit, that's a bad idea. Just re-roll for him. Honestly, I think that's terrible advice. That is not practical at all. If you're a brand new player who's starting like that day, that's fine advice. Re-roll until you get the unit. If you're starting on that banner and you're a brand new player and that's when you're starting the game, then yeah, you can re-roll for that unit. But if you're somebody like this account, or you're a new player that's not literally starting like the moment you're watching this video, and you have maybe characters like Halloween units or Elena, whatever, or even like Final Fantasy units, you can still be a new player and have some stuff from like a couple of months old, you know? You don't want to re-roll for a non-limited character, especially when you have limited units on your account. You really don't want to lose those limited units. So I don't think taking advice of just re-roll all the time, I don't think that's practical. I also, though, on the other hand, think that, like, the way I handled this is also not super smart. I did start pulling for this guy, aka chasing him, which is very dangerous to do on a new account. If you're not free to play, it's not as dangerous. If you're a spender, it's not that dangerous. But if you're free to play, that's where the danger comes in. Because I could, like, say I had to go all the way to pity for Oberon. That is so incredibly dangerous, because that's so much Viz, plus all the coins that I got for the pulling of him would have had to go to unlock him and not his shards. So not only would it have been only getting the character, I would be missing out on a ton of shards, and it might even be hard to finish his bingo board, for example, during that time period, if I was just spending all my Viz on just to pull him. Luckily, I didn't have to. I did take that risk because I was, like I said, trying to get that Earth squad for this account, and Oberon fits into that. He's actually like a key member of an Earth squad that I want for this account. So so I took the risk, and if I did have to pity him, I would have still done it. It's not smart for a new, especially free-to-play account. However, I took the risk, and it worked out for me. Simple as that. If it doesn't work out for you, it's not the end of the world either. Like, you can still play the game, but it's just not going to be the most efficient thing to spend all that Viz to pull a character. One thing I want to talk about in my units real quick before I move on to the Espers is I've actually been... I haven't pulled like a solid physical tank yet. Of course, Prince Mont is one, and I thought about committing to him, but it's just hard to build 3 Earth units at once. But I don't have Engelbert on this account. I don't have King Mont on this account, and I think they would be really, really, really good to have, especially having those tickets that I could use to choose their shards, so I'd be able to level one of them up real quick. I do have Nasha. Nasha is another solid choice, but it's really hard to build MR units right out the gate in this game, because if you're a new player, you don't really get many MR ticket selects or anything like that, and yeah, you don't pull like, 40 MR dupes all at once, so it is hard. Their hard quests do get them up a little bit faster, but it's still very challenging to build MR units early on in this game, other than like Shadow Lynx and Prince Mont, because they have bingo boards and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say my weakest area is physical tank. I really need a physical tank. Hopefully I can get King Mont or Engelbert soon. If not, maybe I'll just have to pump all the iron into regular Mont, Prince Mont. But, I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing, because he would fit in well with the Earth team, right? So when I'm doing like a 5-man party comp for farming or story missions or whatever kind of event we have, he'll fit in well there, and he'll actually get buffed from their masteries and stuff like that. So it's not all bad. It could be a solid choice. The next thing I'm going to talk about is Espers. I have been pretty unlucky with different types of Espers. I have some okay Espers, like Igaion, I don't know how to say it. Titan is cool, Phoenix is cool, Icebird is cool if you're using Ice. I'm not really doing Ice thing on this account though, at least anytime soon. Behemoth is very good, especially for an MR. Chocobo is good. Some of these are good, like, it depends if you're going for striking or whatever. Some of these are good, but as you can see, I don't have any major magic Espers other than Cactuar. Luckily, at the time of recording this, we do have a raid starting tomorrow that has a really, really good free magic Esper in it that I can unlock for free. So that's kind of exciting. That will finally give me a really solid magic Esper. That is White Dragon, if you're unaware. Now, if you're watching this video after that, then you're going to have to just either hope to get lucky and pull a magic Esper like Shiva, Ramu, Bahamut, Diablos, or... Mind Flayer is another one. Mind Flayer, I think, is a great magic Esper, and it's an MR, so I would love if I would have pulled Mind Flayer, but I have not been that lucky yet. No Mind Flayer for me. But there's a lot of magic Espers out there. Now, tank Espers, I do have Phoenix. That's a defense tank one. I don't know, so there's just a lot of different Espers for different types. This next thing that we're going to talk about here is is one of my biggest weaknesses as well, along with Espers. I'd say this is up there. Espers and gear. These things are a bit hard when you first start out. I do have some gear at +5. I have the Platinum Mace +5, and I have the Spine Blade +5 that I got from that shop I just showed. I have very few accessories. I have these N accessories and a hero ring, which is R, and that's about it. Their accessories are insanely hard to come by. And yeah, so that is my weakest game on this brand new 2-week-old account, is I really don't have solid accessories to use. As far as weapons go, my weapons are all pretty low tier as well, other than those ones I bought from the shop. So I think gear is going to be one of the hardest things to come by, because sometimes we don't see like a gear rerun for like a Ras El Gethi, for example, or maybe like a Coral Sword. That would be nice for Charlotte, right? I might not see a rerun of those events for, who knows, maybe 6 months or a year. I don't know. They don't always rerun gear, so sometimes it's really hard as a player that missed gear events to actually pick up some of this gear. Yeah, you can buy scrolls, recipes in the regular shop, but for Gil, I mean. But that's, you know, that takes forever. That will take you, honestly, sometimes a year to build a piece of gear from those shops, because you only can get, like, you don't even see it in the shop every day, so you're not even getting one recipe a day necessarily. However, going back to what I talked about earlier, I do think that weapons are a bit important. Gear, armor is very important too, but I feel that weapons are just less situational. Now, I really, really need some armor, so I might pick up a piece or two from the shop, but I might just hold out. Maybe I'll try to farm some from this raid coming up, or whatever. I think weapons are a bit more beneficial only because they work in every single fight, whereas armor is somewhat situational. And finally, I want to touch on pulling versus saving your viz to just buy shards. Now, so for example, I pulled Oberon, and I could pull for dupes of Oberon. In some games, you would do that. In some games, you have to pull for dupes. In this game, you absolutely don't want to ever be pulling specifically for dupes. Same thing for the Halloween units. Now, here's the Gil buy shop that I was talking about. You want to do this every day if it's a unit you're trying to build, especially if you're new. This week is Oberon, the previous week was Halloween units, so I have been doing this every day for the past couple of weeks since I made this account. However, you don't want to be pulling for dupes. Once you get the unit you're trying to get, stop pulling. Don't pull. I haven't pulled since I got Oberon, and that was days ago, and I won't pull again for a while, possibly until Noctis. But that being said, what you want to be doing is you want to go in the shop, and if it's a unit you're building, like in my case, Halloween Little Leela, I want to be looking for her shards here in the shop. So there's none here now. I am also going to buy these Mont shards all the time because they're just Gil, not Viz. But yeah, so there's no Leela here. Now, you do get one shop update for free a day, so make sure you do this every day and look for the unit you're buying. Let's see. No Little Leela. I am going to buy the Zazan shards. If Little Leela popped up here, I would pick them up, but she didn't. I told you guys I was just leaving this guy at LB3, so I'm not even going to buy Oberon shards. I have not spent any viz on Oberon shards. I'm just going to build them slow with barracks and hard quests and whatever other means we get as shards, like the monthly login. And yeah, and maybe pull dupes along the way by accident while pulling for other stuff. That I don't know. But that being said, I would only buy Little Leela shards because that's the one I'm building right now. I might transition to buying Fred shards, Halloween Fred shards, in a day or two. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and see how my account's looking viz-wise after I try to pull for this Esper tomorrow. But yeah, it would be cool to get Halloween Fred also to LB5 before the Halloween units go away. That way I can farm both Halloween units as Mind Spheres in the shop. So that will essentially like increase the amount of time or whatever it takes me to build these Mind Spheres for those two guys. But anyways, yeah, so you want to only be buying their shards. Now, you can use these shards, like, say for example, I'm building King Mont. You could buy your King Mont shards here every day on top of finding them in that shop. Or if there's a limited unit up, like Oberon is in the Earth. He's not limited, but he's the banner right now. He's in the Earth shop. Limited units will be in these too. So like the Earth shop right now would also have Halloween Fred and Halloween Ryryu because they're up. So yeah, you want to take advantage of this shop as well at the bottom here. I will move myself so you can see which one it is. It's the Emberworks, whatever. It's called Emberworks for now because it's the fire shop. But every single day there's a different element. Like one day is fire, one day is wind, one day is lightning, one day is earth, blah, 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 blah. There is a day with two of them. There's there's light and dark on the same day. So that's that. Anyways, I feel like I have blabbed on a hot minute now. So, I'm going to just tack my pulls on here. If you want to watch the next couple of minutes, it will be pulls. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you, you learned something from it. As well as, this account for me is free to play. I'm looking at it as a challenge. I'm not telling anyone they have to be free to play or saying free to play is better. I have my main account, which I spend on quite a bit, actually. So yeah, there's that. Also, if you want to save money when spending in this game, you can utilize Amazon Coin. You do save a good chunk when you do that. I'll have a link down below to that if you want to check it out. You can save up to like 20%, and it's a seriously good deal. That's how I get all my funds from my main whale account, is all Amazon Coin. But anyways, thank you guys, and yeah, enjoy these pulls that are coming up. You guys are in luck because here I'm going to waste the only 6K I've got. And it's very dumb to do. Oh, I actually have 2 tickets first, though. Let's open these 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday. Don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Brown books. So even on this account, my brown book with tickets, luck continues. Ooh, that feels bad, man. All right. I'm just going to blast these tickets out on the banner. Because it's going to fill the pity bar, and so I'm getting at least 1 guaranteed UR from this. If I don't get Oberon, there's other characters that I still need that would be super good to get. And again, this is not smart if you're an actual real new player. Oh, well, we're getting a rainbow on the first pull. If I got a Jaden, that would be pretty sweet. I would rather get a King Mon. Oh my god, this is a double rainbow. Oh, I forgot there's no vision cards in here, though. Oh. Who do I not have yet that's an MR? Interesting. How did I not have Vistral yet? What? How? Oh my god. That's actually crazy to think about. That Fina was a good pull, though. Frederica? Good character. Not that one that I'm looking for right now, though. Laswell, another good character, but also not one that I'm looking for right now. I'm not going to build either one of those, but those are both very good characters, actually. That could help me dramatically. All right, another pull. And then the next one is the guaranteed, whatever. Another rainbow, though. What the heck? Okay, all right, I'll take it. Adelard's super good. If I actually should check my Adelard charts, because I could actually build Adelard. I think he would be a help to my account. There's another Vistral. Leonis line must live on. Eld. Terrible. Not good at all. That was a bad one. But the good thing about that is I would rather get that than a crappy blue or a yellow because 20 stars is super good. So that was bad. This one has a guaranteed rainbow in it right here, though. Dude, I can't believe how many rainbows I just got, though. That was crazy. None of them I'm going to do anything with, though, on this account. Yet. I mean, not anytime soon. Hopefully this is someone that I'll want to build, though. This is it. This one's not even a guaranteed rainbow. This is Oberon. Check, please. Baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we do this. We're not going all the way to pity for Oberon on the free account. That would be dumb. Don't ever do that on one, a free account, or 2, a new account. That's not even that smart. But if you can get them there, that's pretty much money. Because now I can spend all these coins that I just got on shards for him. And even him being at like LB3, the bingo board, baby. That's what I'm talking about. This account is going places. I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to be our man. And,